In the middle of an exciting voyage, Royal Caribbean's iconic Waterslide suddenly malfunctioned, and in just a split second, a passenger was injured. What really happened behind this incident? Let's find out on today's episode of Cruise Now. But before we dive into the main topic, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to help me reach my first milestone of 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot and gives me the motivation to keep improving both the content and video editing. Thank you so much. A waterslide on the world's largest cruise ship, Icon of the Seas, suffered a rare malfunction last Thursday when part of its acrylic tubing broke open mid-ride, injuring a passenger and forcing the attraction to close for the rest of the voyage. According to a statement from Royal Caribbean Group, the accident occurred as an adult guest was sliding through one of the acrylic water tubes in the ship's Category 6 water park.
Our team provided medical care to an adult guest when acrylic glass broke off a waterslide as the guest passed through, the spokesperson said.
The guest is being treated for his injuries and is currently in stable condition. The waterslide will remain closed pending an investigation. Eyewitness video taken moments after the incident shows water spilling from a large hole in the slide's underside. The damaged section is part of a brightly colored tube that passes over the ship's deck, giving riders a dramatic ocean view experience, at least until this sudden break. Icon of the Seas, which set sail on its maiden voyage in January 2024, features 6 water slides as part of Category 6, a sprawling water park spread across decks 16 and 17. The cruise line promotes it as the largest water park at sea, with high-speed slides, multi-person raft rides, and plenty of splash zones. While this incident is unusual, it serves as a reminder that cruise ships, despite being floating resorts, still operate complex attractions that require constant maintenance and safety checks. Royal Caribbean has not disclosed the cause of the break, but is conducting a full investigation. At full capacity, Icon of the Seas can carry nearly 10,000 passengers and crew, making it not only the biggest cruise ship in operation, but also one of the most talked about. And while this mishap may be a setback, the cruise giant is likely to ensure that Category 6 reopens with reinforced safety measures to keep thrill seekers splashing down without worry. The next piece of news concerns several port cities imposing restrictions on large cruise ships. Amid growing concerns over over-tourism and pollution in popular destinations worldwide, another famous port city has joined others in banning large cruise ships from docking at its harbor, Cannes, France.
Although Cannes is a beautiful city with well-designed port infrastructure, it does not have enough docking space for most cruise ships. As a result, vessels often have to anchor in the bay and ferry passengers ashore via smaller boats. To better manage cruise tourism, Cannes will significantly limit cruise ship arrivals starting in January 2026. The new regulations are expected to cut the number of large cruise ships calling at Cannes by 50%. Under the new rules, only one large cruise ship carrying 3,000 passengers or more will be allowed to call per day, and such ships will be required to anchor further offshore to better protect the coastline. Smaller cruise ships carrying fewer than 1,000 passengers will still be allowed to dock. However, between large and small vessels combined, the daily passenger limit for arrivals will be capped at 6,000 people. This move follows a recent ban by Nice, France, on all cruise ships carrying more than 2,500 passengers, effective July 1. By pushing large ships away from Nice and the port of Villefranche, city leaders predicted that cruise traffic would increase in other French ports like Cannes and Marseille. However, despite Nice's new restrictions, large cruise ships that had been approved in advance to visit this summer have not altered their itineraries. The situation led to a heated confrontation in Villefranche on July 3rd when Christian Estrosi, the mayor of Nice, personally attempted, unsuccessfully, to force Royal Caribbean's Voyager of the Seas to leave the port just after it had docked. For months, Estrosi has spoken out against monstrous floating hotels, which he says bring both pollution to Nice and passengers who don't spend enough money in the city to justify being welcomed there. This seems to be a major obstacle for the cruise industry's largest ships in the future. However, with the number of cruise vacationers steadily rising in recent years, cruise lines will no doubt find solutions to ensure their vessels remain the perfect choice for travelers.
And if you love discovering the world's most luxurious, bizarre, and sometimes unbelievable cruise experiences, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from Cruise Now. We'll see you on the next voyage.